Well, welcome back. This is part two of our conversation. If you haven't had a chance to watch to part one, I would love to encourage you to go back and listen. Listen, y'all, because the woman you see on the other side of the screen, Cassandra, she has actually shared a real and raw conversation about her own journey of hiding herself as a teenager. And now when she looks back, she's like, I wish I had let it just be, because this is just who I am. So if you haven't listened, I would really love to encourage you to go back and listen to part one of this conversation. This is part two. Welcome back, Cassandra.
Thank
you so
you.
much for sticking on with me. And I
a
want
pleasure.
Yes, I want us to even go deeper now. You are in the special needs education.
Yes.
But in part one, you have shared that you also flew with our favorite airline and Singapore Airline as well. When did you do the transition, for someone who is listening, and how was that journey for you as a cabin crew before the transition?
Before the transition to the special needs.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fauza, I come from a family where there are a lot of airliners, and so I used to see them, go on flights and talk about these interesting places that they've seen and food that they've eaten, because I'm a foodie, and
Me
people that they
too.
met, yeah, interacted with, and I said, okay, this is a great job. I'd like to do that. So I did want to do something with special needs, because in our family we have a very dear family member who is a special needs member, and he's incredibly lovely. So it was always there, I think, from the beginning. But what happens is, this is the 90s, and growing up back home in India, there weren't many opportunities at that time. So I said, okay, let me pursue what is available right now. And I did. And it was really lovely. I lived in Singapore for about 2.5 years, I think, or slightly shorter than that. And I lived with a lovely Singaporean lady over there with her daughter. And it was great, because I would go on my flights, I would come back. It was a nice family, sort of homely atmosphere. Being away from my mom and being the only child, I was quite close to her. So she provided me that, how do you say that, home environment.
Motherly, yeah.
Yes. And I was only 20 when I moved away. So after that, I said, okay, I'd like to be more in a country where it's even closer to home. So that was Emirates. And then I managed to be a flight attendant with Emirates. And that was great, because, I managed to get promoted very easily and quickly. And I was a senior flight attendant. And at that time, I decided, okay, we need to settle down. And we settled down. I met my husband, who also was with Emirates. And we had two lovely girls. At that point, a lot of things crossed my mind. I said, okay, I'm not working anymore, because the kind of job you do as a cabin crew is incredibly challenging. And hats off to the ladies who are doing it with families and, going on flights, coming back, possibly leaving them with nannies, or if they could, with families who are there with them. So I started to think, what could I do? What could I do? And I did an event management course, and my little girl was very little at that point. And I started to realize that it wouldn't work for the long run, that I would not be able to give her that time that I would like to give her and be there. I started going through my sort of list of things to see what I could do. And then somewhere along the line, it just appeared to me. This is what I feel when there's a lot of chaos going on in your head. And at that point, instead of succumbing to it, if you just sit what I mean by sit still is sort of telling your mind to be still
Be present.
and be present. Yeah. Sort of being present, being in the moment, and just sitting. It doesn't have to be a full on meditation, but it could just be a calming sort of a time and saying, okay, what can I do in this situation?
Mhm.
Because by that time I felt like, okay, what can I contribute? How can I contribute? What are my abilities? My
Mhm.
confidence was at an all-time low.
Mm.
And it just came to me, said, okay, school, work in a school. So I went for this interview. And I strongly believe if your passion is really strong inside you, it attracts somebody else and they
Mhm.
see that, they take a chance on you. So I don't
That's
have any special needs background at all and no credentials whatsoever.
mhm.
But we had a great conversation with this lovely lady. She's in Dubai and with a lovely school. And, she said to me, you got the job. And I was like, so happy.
Mhm.
And I was like, this lady took a chance on me, knowing that I didn't have those credentials. And I loved it. And I still love it. It's that whole process of, someone taking a chance on you, believing you, starts with you at the end of the day.
Yes.
You have to believe in yourself. You're passionate about it. Your passion comes out. Someone sees your passion. They give you an opportunity. And then
Mhm.
it all sorts of starts rolling from there. And the same thing happened when I got here. Great conversation with in Canada. What happens sometimes is when you're new, they need Canadian experience in that particular field that if you've had, but I didn't have any because I've only been in Dubai.
Yeah.
So they did ask me about that, and I said, no, I don't. But when you speak with people, your passion comes out again. It was a great conversation, and I did hear back from them. So it's been good. The work is concerned.
That's wonderful. But I think it's beautiful that it had to start with you,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you had to be present and to be in tune and to really say, okay, I think I love to care for others.
yeah.
Because, I always say, I don't think I can be a teacher, Cassandra. I salute you.
But you're such a lovely businesswoman. I mean,
I will be like,
I look
Cassandra,
at you and go,
please come pick your children because
so this is it, Fauza. Let me tell you. So it's like the patience level with the children of determination.
mm,
It's like it's not an effort because they
mm,
don't know any better. They don't know what's happening. They
yeah,
don't know that this is right, this is wrong. They're not sure of what's happening, and you have to consistently and constantly guide them.
mm,
You are their everything for them at that point. When they go back home, their parents are their everything. So I feel if one wants to practice gratitude,
mm,
one needs to be with children like that,
mhm,
because when you actually even spend a few minutes with them,
mhm,
you understand how hard it must be for that parent, how hard it must be for this particular child, and frustrating it
mm,
must be for him or her that they
mm,
cannot express themselves.
yeah,
We had a lady in Dubai, didn't we? She was a lovely um, aerobics instructor, fitness instructor, Tammy. Um,
yes, I know
I find
Tanya.
her also very inspiring. I
Yeah,
mean, to go back to that every day, every single day.
yeah,
So there's so many people um, in this journey. When I look back and I say, my goodness, my mother is so inspiring because from the very beginning, I've seen her bring me up single-handedly. My
yeah,
grandmothers are very inspiring. They used to always say, have an attitude for gratitude. If you do that, you see miracles coming onto you. And a grateful heart is an actual magnet for miracles,
it's an avenue.
absolute magnet. And, this is the ring that I wear, and I given to me by my mother-in-law. She's lovely. She gave this to me for my birthday.
That's
And
Ruby, right?
yeah, and
Yes,
I had no sort of knowledge of all of this because I'm happy-go-lucky. She was like, wear this. It's nice to wear this. I'm like, okay, thank you. So I
Ruby.
did.
I like Ruby.
It's pretty. And I said, okay, whenever I look at this, I'm going to say thank you. whenever the mind starts going monkey,
You're like,
I said, okay,
yeah,
keep looking, keep
yeah,
thanking,
yeah,
keep being grateful.
yeah.
So a lot of people come into your life for a reason. And I think when you're in a position to help, one must help, um, because you can't just get, you have to be able to give.
Yeah,
And, that's how you start living an abundant life of giving, and as well as being and motivating yourself to work harder and harder. It all starts from belief in yourself. That's how it happens.
Yeah, that's so true and so inspiring. But I just want to applaud you also for the patience. I'm telling you, because I think we all, when you can, I always say like an onion, when you peel all the layers and all this and all that,
Yeah.
it takes a certain love really to be in tune, like what you are saying. And it's so beautiful, and that you are supporting those children. It's, yeah, really, God bless you. What have you learned, Cassandra? What have you learned about yourself dealing with determination children? Because you know why? I am such an emotional person. Personally, I know myself very well. I'm
Yeah.
so I honestly, I think I would find it so hard, because I, especially if I can't do anything, I think I would really be struggling,
Yes.
especially as a mother, because sometimes I put myself in the shoes for those children and their parents as well.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I really just don't know. But there you are, determined, serving wholeheartedly. What have you learned about yourself as you serve those children?
Fauza, when I go into work and when I first started, being with them, I had flashbacks of, as I said to you, there's a special needs member in our family,
Yeah.
of how my mom, my grandma actually so lovingly looked after him. And I remember that they never sort of batted an eyelid if he would try and raise his hand, or have any sort of, um, you know, um, they wouldn't react. They would always respond kindly, and they would respond lovingly. And I sort of understood that when I was growing up. And that's exactly what I applied and I apply when I'm working with these children.
Right.
So I figured out that there's a difference between empathy and compassion. You can have compassion, but you may not be on an empathetic level. So,
Okay.
and we are very different. All of us are different. And at a point in our lives, you could be on a very high empathy level and a very low compassionate, or vice versa. And sometimes it's not on a constant. It depends upon your state of mind as well. But if you understand that difference,
Yeah.
then you're able to go out there, especially with these children, and apply that, because
Right.
that's what they need. They don't need you to feel sorry for them. They need a lot of empathy, very different from being compassionate. And
Right.
I sort of started learning that more while dealing with them, being patient with them, because they were not going to be able to understand what you and me are saying. They're on a different level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bless them, they're on a very different level.
Yeah.
And you have to go down to that level. So what I understood is that consistently being patient, understanding that you have to be empathetic, and also being safe, because you have to have eyes at the back of your head when you're with them. You can't turn your back,
You have to
because
be present.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, fully present. And that's with any job as well, where you have to be present at your job no matter what's going on anywhere else. Over here, physically it's important, or you could get hurt.
Okay.
So it's been, I'm still learning because we have different students coming in, and right now I'm with high school children, 18-year-old, 19-year-old. So they're towering above me, and I'm going, okay, what are we going to do today? Very different from the elementary children who are 7, 8-year-old. If they're
Yeah.
having a difficult day, you can sort of physically manage to do something. But if somebody is towering over you, then you have to be very careful, because it could escalate in either ways. But we're trained. We're trained how to deal with this, and you take a leap of faith and you say, okay, it's going to be fine. We're going to do this.
Wow. What would you tell someone now that you are dealing with people of determination? You've learned a lot in that journey. You have also discovered, all the differences about empathy, and you said empathy, and what was the other one?
Compassion.
And compassion. What would you tell someone who is watching us, maybe a mother, or people who they don't really get to be, people who they don't have any idea about what really goes on, when you're dealing with people of determination?
I would like to say is,
sorry, sometimes I think people may even say the wrong things. And I always say, if you don't have anything good to say, just keep quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes people, they want to help in their own thinking, they're actually helping, but it may not be needed, especially
absolutely,
depending with different circumstances. What would tell us something, including me?
So, Fauza, it's great. So the mind is one of the most complex things to understand, right? And it's changing every second. So what I'm learning, especially with children determination, is that, and this was great because it happened just 4 weeks back with me, and that's why I say I'm learning. It's the learning process hasn't stopped, and it's incredible because it's just amazing how much you can, when you're open to it and you're learning more and you're picking up more. It happened the other day, and because it worked with another student of mine, and I praised that student in a certain way, and I forgot temporarily that what works for one student possibly is not going to work for somebody else. So, and these are children of determination, not mainstream. So I forgot that, and I used the same strategy to use a lot of praise, and that's the catchword. And that didn't work. It was, and I wasn't realizing that it's not working, and it was setting him off, and he was getting very agitated. And this was noticed by a teacher of mine, and she's so lovely. We had a conversation. She says, she says, come, let's have a chat. And I said, yeah, let's do that. And so she says, you know what? This is what I've noticed. And I was like, oh, wow. And she's like, try this strategy. I did. And huge change, huge. So he needed more quiet, extremely less praise. Like, okay, you've done it, good job, and then be quiet. So it was very different. And so when you're dealing with children determination, what one works unanimously in a classroom, for example, they tell you in a mainstream classroom, always praise, always encourage, and use a lot of encouraging words. But when you're in a classroom with these children, it's every child has their own needs and requirements, and you must do it as per their needs. And when you're looking at these children, don't look at them with the eyes of pity, but admire them, that they are here, that they're still here, and they're doing what they're doing despite having disadvantages, and they're overcoming that step by step by step. Every day there is a little how do we say, a miracle that we sort of, we applaud them. Oh, you've accomplished this, very nice. And it could be just saying a word, or saying, I had a great day, and we celebrate that. So when you're dealing with them, be kind, be how do you say, empathetic towards them.
Mhm.
And that's all you need to do. There's nothing more, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you see.
I know. I know. Yeah. But see, you're such an empathetic person. I can see it right there. I
I,
can
I,
see it
s-
right there.
I really, I find it so hard, really, really. And yeah, it's,
Yeah.
and we are all perfect. Like we are all created. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful when you think of it.
It is, yeah, it is, yeah. But I am so proud of you, Cassandra, for everything that you are achieving. You know, I am proud of you that you have just embraced you fully and complete. You inspire me a lot. I think
Thank you.
many women, listen, let me talk to you ladies now, okay? Many of us, we see so much of flaws on the mirror than the beauty. Please, you are fine. I think that's the word. You know, you are fine. And as Cassandra said, you know, there is only you, and you are okay. You are okay. Thank you so much, Cassandra, for sharing all these inspiring seasons of your life also, if you will.
Thank you.
And it's really, I really pray that those who are going to be watching us, they will be encouraged, they will be inspired, you know, that they will also stand, also for them to really find their own identity and how they can
Yeah.
also use their God-given talents and all that, because you didn't just wake up and say, hey, here I am. No, it has taken you a journey. So thank you so
It's a
much.
journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a journey. It's a process. And I'm very grateful because when you embrace that self within you, look what happens. Look what, and I'm excited because it's presenting me with so many opportunities. It's presenting me with being a published model. And this is incredible. I love being a gray model. It's really brought about so many opportunities to me. Incredible.
Yes, and when you are in Dubai, you're gonna be my model.
Absolutely. I'd love it. Oh, yes, with these beautiful jewelry and everything. I'd love it.
Yes, yes. I think every woman needs to listen to this, honestly, because we run. I really it's really sad because sometimes as human beings we run so far away from ourselves, Cassandra, that we don't
Yeah,
even know what it is to be ourselves, because here we've run so far away from ourselves.
the mind chatter. I know
The
when the mind chatter
mindset,
goes down,
yeah.
and you have to tell yourself it's just the negative committee that does this, and then you go, okay, be quiet and be still, embrace it, and then work, move towards it.
What will be your last word for any woman struggling to find themselves? Everything is itsy bitsy of this and itsy bitsy
Mm.
of that. I don't even know if those words make sense, but I know they will understand. What can you tell us?
Um, if there's anybody who feels that they're facing challenges that they cannot actually go through, I would say what personally works and is working is to identify that challenge that is actually bothering you, to sit by yourself. It's very important to understand that you have to sit by yourself,
Mhm,
acknowledge that you are going through this,
mhm.
but you also have to release it
Yeah.
and and say, this is what I'm going to do, and this is who I am. And you have to start believing in yourself. What happens is when you start thinking about the end goal, I want
Mhm.
to have that house. I want to have that career. I want to be that like that person. It goes haywire. Baby steps.
Yeah.
The boy and the horse. it's very good. There are these photos I see sometimes of the boy and the horse, and this is exactly what my grandmom used to tell me. She's like, focus on your next steps. What are you going to do? The next step. It will lead to your goal. Don't stress about the goal. So when you do that, it automatically takes the stress off the end goal, and you reach there. You know, you
Yeah.
empower yourself, you reach there. You
Beautiful.
believe in you keep your beliefs, your values, your ideals, your unique to yourself, and you go for it,
Beautiful.
and it comes up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much once again, Cassandra, for saying yes, yes, yes to having this chat. I'm sure every person who is going to be listening to us, they will be also be encouraged. But even so, I love what you have said in your closing words, that don't focus too far. Just do the little things. I always say, just do the next thing.
Next thing.
Even if it's waking up and cleaning the dishes and
Yeah.
doing the laundry and going to the grocery store to pick some fruits and food. Thank God that you are able to do that and to have that capability and to have those things. Because
Yeah.
you are right, Cassandra. Sometimes
Yeah.
we look at other people's chapter 1 million in their lives, and
Yeah.
me and my little things I have just started, but I want to be like that person. It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that.
No, it never works like that, because that is what their aspirations are. It's not your aspiration.
Exactly.
And the minute you start living, you want to live somebody else's life, that's where you need to stop yourself and say, but is this really truly me? And then you can empower your own self by believing in yourself. It starts from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
So
so
lovely to
much.
chat with you. Yeah, this has been
Yes.
really nice.
Yes, thank you so much, Cassandra. And for you, my viewers, if really you need even someone to talk to, just drop me a line. I'm always on the other side. I can always be able to chat with you. If there is any struggles in your life, you need someone to talk to, just talk to us. You can, Cassandra's details are also there. If you are looking for a model and you're in Canada, Cassandra, she's your girl.
Oh, thank
as
you. I
well.
love that.
And if you're in Dubai, if you come to Dubai, just let me know, because also, we need you here as well, So yeah, but
Absolutely.
it's so beautiful. Thank you so much. And for the viewers, I hope that listening to us, that you have taken maybe at least even one takeaway that you can say, okay, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing that. As I close, I want to remind all of us that focus on now. Focus on getting the next thing done. Don't worry about what's going to happen in the next 20, 15 years, 30 years. Who knows? We have no idea about
No
tomorrow.
idea. Yeah.
Only today we know about today. So stay safe, because COVID is still there.
It's on its way out. I want to throw that positivity out there. It's on its way out. We're nearly there.
We are getting there, but
We're getting there.
let us be careful. It's getting out slowly, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
I
going.
will see you guys soon with another inspiring conversation just like this one. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, you, my friend, you are perfectly fine. Take care, and I will see you soon with another inspiring conversation just like this one. Bye for now.